Hey everyone, Brandon Quinn here, thanks for joining. In today's video, we're going to play through the Hexakai Daily Puzzle from December 22nd, which is going to be on a board of size 11 rated as difficult. If you're new to Hexakai, it's a Sudoku-inspired game of hexagons played on a diamond-shaped board comprised of hexagonal cells. The center row, in this case, has 11 cells because it's a board of size 11. All the diagonals also have 11 cells. The rest of the rows have fewer, which makes for an interesting gameplay experience. And the constraints are very similar. The rows have to have all unique values, as well as the two diagonals, but there are two diagonal directions instead of one column direction, which also adds a little bit of flavor to the game. If you want to try this puzzle out for yourself first, I do have a link in the description, or you can go to hexakai.com or the Android iOS apps, go up to the Daily tab here and select the puzzle from there. I also have in the description a write-up more on the rules of the game, as well as a write-up on the strategies you can use to solve the boards, ranging from beginner to intermediate to advanced, enabling you to solve even ultra-difficult boards. So with that, let's jump into the game. Right off the bat, it's a top-heavy game, and what I mean by that is it uses this generator option. If you go into advanced options, top-heavy, which means that almost the entirety of the top half of the board is filled in already. Actually, except for this single cell here, which could go up there, it would be exactly a 50-50 split, top and bottom. So the bottom half of the board is not filled in, which makes things different than a typical playthrough. Some of the values here towards the top will be easy, but then it'll be very difficult as we get to the bottom there. So we'll have to be careful in the way we approach this. Probably the best bet is to just pencil in all of the possible values for each cell, and of course making eliminations as we go, definite assignments, etc. Starting from the edges here, where there's only a few remaining in each diagonal, and then proceed inward from there. Then once everything's penciled in, we can apply some of the more advanced strategies based on the possibilities we're seeing for each cell on the board. So let's zoom in. Starting here, that's the easiest one, there's only one missing. I'll start from the bottom going up here. We could pick either diagonal, this one or that one, so I'll pick this one. We have 927848361. This one would be a 5. Yep. Next, we'll proceed with this one. There's only one missing. We have 18289375546. This one has to be a 0. So just out of convention, when I have a definite assignment, I'll mark it with this green color here. That's not strictly required. You can fill things in with no colors at all, but I think it makes it easier visually to look at the board. See, it's definitely there versus what isn't. Now I'm going to alternate. I'll do this side next. Now there's 2 missing, so we have 136984720. A is missing and 5 and an A. So just looking here, there's nothing we can assign, so I'll just mark in 5 and A. 5 and A, same thing there. Now in the other direction, I'm alternating by the way because it's better to alternate and so that we can have values that we find on one side help out the other side and vice versa. So alternating this direction, we have 637105482. We're missing a 9 and we're missing an 8. So 8 and 9. There's an 8 here, making this one definitely a 9. Making this one definitely an 8. Also, if you are new to the game and you're wondering why there's a random A here next to all these numbers, Hexakai can be played in a variety of board sizes. A typical game of Hexakai would be on a board of size 10. When you first download the Hexakai apps, it starts you out on a board of size 7 just for the tutorial, so you can get used to the game. This is a board of size 11, and of course we ran out of digits, so beyond size 10 it starts using letters A, size 12 would use B, size 13 C, etc., all the way up to size 16, which would go all the way up to F. So that's why that's there. So you can change the display in the options if you want in the top right to show numbers only, in which case it would show 10, or some other display modes are also available. Continuing along here, we have 5026A184. I believe that would be 379 are missing. 7, this one could be a 3 or 9. No, there's a 9 here, this one can be a 3 or 7. 9 here, 3 or 7. Okay, so we've found something here. There's a pair of numbers. We have a 3 and a 7, 3 and a 7. So those two cells form a pair. However we assign it, whether this one gets a 7 or a 3, whether this one gets the other one, this one can't have a 3, because either way that'll be consumed, so this one has to be a 9. So we can fill that in right off. That's one of the more intermediate advanced strategies I discuss in the strategies post, and it definitely can be a time saver when we recognize those. So I'm glad we just did. That helped us get something here. Going to the other diagonal, we have 094A2857, 136, I believe. Let me verify. Yep, 136. We have a 6 here. This one can be a 1 or a 3. What about here? We have a 1. This can be a 3 or a 6. And this one can be any of them. 1, 3, 6. Okay, no luck there. Alternating, we have 361209A, 478, I believe. 4578. Yep, 4578. There's a 5 here, 8, and then an 8 there, leaving 4 and 7. Here we have a 7, 8. This is going to be a 4 or 5. Right here we have a 4. This is going to be a 5, 7, 8. Here we can have any of them. 4, 5, 7, 8. Alright, now alternating diagonals, we have here 358619A, 047. 0247. Yep. So what do we have here? We have a 0, 7. This is going to be a 2 or 4. Here we have 2, 4. This can be a 0 or a 7. This one can be anything. 0, 2, 4, 7. And this one can be a 2, 4, 7. So no luck there either. Things are starting to get a bit sparse. That's just the nature of this type of board. As we get closer down here, there's fewer and fewer filled in cells to give us information. So naturally, there will be more and more possibilities for those cells. Okay, everything's penciled in now. This is going to be a difficult playthrough, most certainly. One thing that would really save us here are pairs, but I'm not seeing any jump out at me, at least. But let me make sure I'm a little bit more diligent. Wait a minute. This is wrong. There's not a 6 there. Let me undo this. I just made a mistake. This has to be a 3. Let me make sure I'm diligent in updating everything. Update it in these directions. Okay, so I wish I'd spotted that sooner. That was a penciling mistake that led us to go down strategies we wouldn't actually need to. I mean, we might still need to in the future, but at least we have some definite stuff going on here. So I'm going to update all of these values and then see where everything lands. Okay, so we have a 1 here. Get that filled in. Update the rest of these. I'll do the 7 next, not that it matters. Do the 6 next. Not that it matters in the sense that I don't think the order matters when we're just doing these cells of only one possibility remaining. Okay, good. So let's get to 3 now. Next, we'll do this one. Follow the same procedure. Get the 0 going, which is good. Now we have, what, 8 out of 11 zeros? Yeah, we might just be able to tackle the zeros from this point, but before I jump there, are there any other cells that have exactly one value present? I don't think so. Are there any cells that, or any pairs or triplets of cells that have the same values? I don't see either. I'm going to try to tackle the zeros now. With what we just did, that might be enough to give us the remaining zeros, which would be a huge win. Nah, it looks like not. There's still going to be 3 by 3. 6s, though. We got another 6 on the board. There's 8 of those now, too. Okay, we can at least do a triangular reduction. Triangular elimination, that is. There's only 2 in this diagonal that can have a 6. That one cannot be a 6, therefore. So we eliminate that. Now this one only has 2, so we can eliminate here. Oh, wait a minute. Before that, even. It looks like... Oh, no, this can't be a 6 at all. And that was just a mistaken pencil mark because of that. But let's see. We have 2. 2 and 2. 3, 1, and 2. Let me make sure. If that's correct, we can assign this 6 right now. So let's see. Can't be there because of that 6. Can't be there because of that 6. So that 6 we found helped us out. Can't be there because of there. Up here. That one's valid. I can see, just double checking. This one can't. Was this one a triangular elimination? It can't be that and that. That depends. I think that might be wrong. Oh yeah, this one was because it would preclude these possibilities. Okay, so here we go, 6. Which means this one and this one have to be, because this isn't a triangle exactly, but if it were this, it couldn't be either of these ones, so this would be missing a 6. So we can eliminate that and conclusively assign these 6s. I wasn't explicitly checking the whole time, but I don't think we assigned anything that had a 0 possibility, unless it was this one maybe. So I don't know if that will... Actually, I think it did. We can at least triangular eliminate a 0 if not assigned. Okay, yeah, so since this can only have 2, it can't be here. Now this only has 2, so it can't be here. And now it looks like this only has 1 place a 0 can go. So I'm going to confirm that. Not there. Not there. There. Not there. That one was a triangular elimination, so not there. Okay, we're good. Now I can eliminate this one. Okay, so there's nothing else we can do with those zeros, but we got a 0 on the board and eliminated a bunch of possibilities, so that is still good progress. Yeah, it looks like I have some fine-tuning to do with my Hexakai King creation algorithm. This generator pattern, I would rate this as an ultra-difficult board, personally. So I might have to go back and, you know, adjust some parameters. Alright, let's see though. We still got some good progress. Let's see if there's any other pairs or triplets. It might be time to do a tentative assignment. Now first, I'm going to do the 1s. I see an opportunity for triangular elimination. Okay, so we can at least eliminate this. So we got 2, 3, 4, 4 in the other direction. You have 4, 3, 3, and 2. Do these form a triangle? No, it doesn't. Okay. So we eliminated a possibility, but we didn't get any assignments. But even then, eliminating possibilities piece by piece is very helpful. Right, if we repeat that enough times, then we might get ourselves into a situation where we have a pair or a triplet. Triplets and pairs won't be as common here as other boards because one of the unique properties of this type of board is as we proceed down, the cell value possibilities tend to increase per cell. which makes it harder to form pairs. There might be something with the A's. I'm going to highlight those. One thing I noticed is, except for 0 and 6, all of the other values, if I remember correctly, occurred exactly 6 times. So there's a lot of regularity there. And actually, regularity is sort of our enemy when we're solving Hexakai boards. In certain senses, regularity of cell distribution is helpful to us, which is why this board is so hard. It's not regularly distributed, it's biased towards the top. But then the regularity of the occurrences of the cells, instead of having favoring like 10 out of 11 of one value or another value, that makes things harder, because then we get into situations like this where we still have a lot of possibilities on all of the cells. We're not going to be able to do anything with that, unfortunately. Let's go back to... I'm going to look at the 9s again. Alright, so filling in the 9s. Let's see. We've got 2 there. If I can do a tentative assignment with 9s, like I can put 1 here. If it doesn't work out, put 1 there. So that kind of gives us 2 for the price of 1. 2 in that we get both a valid 9 assignment, assuming we get to a contradiction in at least one of them, and if I were to get 9 here, this would certainly be an 8, which gets us another freebie, I'll call it. It's not really a freebie, but that's the 2 for the price of 1 aspect of it. Let's see. Where are the other 9s in this diagonal? I believe in this case, if I assign one of these, it should be enough to assign the rest. So I'm going to tentatively assign this to the 9. If I'm lucky, we'll get to a contradiction right here now. Wait a minute. There's a 7 there and a 7 there. That's obviously a contradiction. I'm going to see how far back that extends. 7, 5. Yeah, okay. That probably just means this tentative assignment has been wrong. That's okay. Part of the purpose of the tentative assignments is to disprove assignments as well as prove them. So now we've just disproven that. We know for a fact this is a 9. That should still give us enough information to put all of the 9s on the board. And I suspect it'll help things fall into place as they did before. So I think this one... No, hold on. There's still a mistake here. I think... I'm going to confirm that this is the only place in this diagonal a 9 can go. Can't go there. Can't go there because of that. It can go here. Good to double check that one as well. Can't go there. Can't go there. And can't go there. Alright, so I put it here, but then what happens once I make this a 9? Both of these go away. Oh, wait a minute. I just didn't update that correctly. I think this is actually a valid assignment. So I'm going to assign that, check in both diagonal directions to make sure everything has a 9, and then we should be good to go. So that has a 9, that's good. Good, 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 good. That one is good as well. We're good there, good there, good there, and good there. Very nice. Now, it's important to check both directions, because you can very well have 9s in every diagonal in one direction, just to find that one's missing in a different direction, which would mean one of those diagonals, those other ones, has 2 9s. So it's good to check both directions if we're checking it like this at all. So that's good. That one's good. We're good there. Good there. We're good there. There is good. There is good. And these 2 aren't good. Okay, so... that tentative assignment, we got a little bit deep before we found the contradiction, but that is the power of tentative assignments. We now know for a fact that we have the correct setup here and we can proceed accordingly. The question is, what have we gained from that other than what we just placed? Do I have to make another tentative assignment on a different cell? Or can I go off something we've just uncovered? I think I'm going to have to do another tentative assignment. So the question is, which ones should I do? There's two ways I can approach this to find which cell would be the best for the tentative assignment. I could select a cell closest to the center, so something up here, or I can find a cell with a penciled in value of possible value, where that value occurs very frequently on the board. For example, if 7 occurred 8 out of 11 times, I could do a cell with 7. Usually favoring towards the center is highly effective, but here it actually, given the unique constraints of this board, won't be as effective as typical, I think. It's sort of like the center of just this region. So like if I pick something here, there's 5 in this row. There's 6 in this row. This one actually might be better. So when we're talking about constraints, right, a cell constrains another cell if its value precludes that cell from having a value. So the cell in each row constrains the cells in that same row. So like this cell constrains everything here, as well as the diagonal. So like you can basically see highlighted there, this way, this way, this way, the cells that the cell constrains. And every cell constrains the same number of other cells in the diagonals. In this case, it'll be 10 other cells in each way for a total of 20, plus these cells are constraints in the row. So in this case, I'm saying this one constrains 4 in the row because there are 4 unassigned cells in that row that would be affected by this. So this actually would probably be the best row for me to make a tentative assignment because there are 5 other cells. So I'm going to try to assign this, I'm going to assign this as A. No, I'm going to assign it as a 1 because I'm saying here that would be more effective if I did 1 because then we could put an 8 there. So I'm going to try for 1. That's the one. So this is definitely a 1. So first I'll mark this as a 1. Then I will go and update the intersecting row diagonals. Then I'll add here the fact that this can be 0 and almost certainly is. Whoops, that was the wrong. I meant to do a pencil mark. Yeah, that's a 0. Because 0 is also that's the only cell that has 0 as a possibility in that diagonal. This can't, there's another mistake there. This can't be 7, 5, 8. I think I just mistakenly didn't update that diagonal at one point when I made that assignment. So actually, here's a good thing. We have A5, A5. Nothing else can be an A or a 5 in this diagonal. Which gives us 8 and 3. So I'll fill in the 8s. I have to really make sure I'm diligent in this updates, because that was a tricky error we just probably recovered from. Then I'll assign this 3 here. That'd probably be worth looking into the A's again, just because A5, A5, A5. There's another A5. That's actually interesting. So many A's and 5's paired up together like that. There's a few things we could try at this point. I could try doing some more value-centric assigning, but I think I'll just do another well-selected tentative assignment, right? So here, this diagonal has 3 in the row, 3 others in the row, 3 others in the row, 4 others in the row, but none of these have just 3. 3 others in the row. That could be one. I'm going to do it. I'm going to assign this tentatively as 8. Let me check something. There's no need yet. I've just noticed this is the only thing in this diagonal that has a possible 3 value. I'm going to highlight that for a second. Then I'm going to verify that this can't be a 3, which it can't, nor that, nor that, nor that because of that 3. Okay. So no tentative assignment needed at the moment. Instead, we assign that a 3. See what it changes. Doesn't change anything directly, but now it makes me want to try to either assign the rest of the 3's, or all the 3's might actually just be assigned right now. But yeah, I think every 3 is on the board now. Okay, next. I could try this as an 8 or a 7. I'm going to do this a 7, actually, not an 8, because I can eliminate more possibilities and have some more definite assignments if I make this a 7 first. So that'll constrain more cells as a result when everything unfolds. And if this is wrong, we'll get to a contradiction faster than we would have assigning it 8 if 8 were wrong. Probably. Okay, so we got the 7. Now let's get the 4 on. Which gives us a 2, which is also very nice. Oh, that gives us all of these, actually. That entire diagonal. Alright, I'm optimistic that we're on the right path, that this was the correct tentative assignment, and that we'll have this board fully solved in a couple of minutes. Wait a minute. Ooh. Right after I said that, we get to this scenario here. Yep, look, there's only 5 and a 5 there. That means this is an invalid assignment. I'm going to double check that, though, that no other value can be there in either of those cells before I backtrack and undo this 7 assignment. Right, because one of the dangers of tentative assignments is that if you incorrectly backtrack, then you're basically doomed. You're never going to get to the right board assignment. So, which actually we were recovered from earlier because I realized that we had made a mistake in the pencil markings. So, I'm going to double check. Can't be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 is there. 6 can't be that because of the diagonal. 7, 8, 9. An A. Okay, so that is correct given what's on the board. What about here? 0, 1, 2, can't be 3, can't be 4, can be 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, and not A. Okay, so I've confirmed that 7 assignment is incorrect. So let's backtrack to that. This is definitely an 8. So, that's good. A lot of backtracking, but it wasn't for nothing. We have a definite assignment of 8 that we are certain is correct. So from there, I'm wondering if we should try to solve for the rest of the 8s. I'm going to look at what's on the board. Yeah, I'll try it. Now we've got that 8 on. For example, for this one has to be an 8, so I'll pencil that in, or I'll definitely assign it, which means that this one also has to be an 8. I believe that's all the 8s. I'm going to double check. 8, 8, 8 there. There's an 8 there now. Good, good, good. Good, 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 and good. Other direction. Good there, good there, good there. We're good there, good there. Good there. Good. Good, we're good there, we're good there, and we're good there. Okay, so that is all the 8s. There might be some pairs that have emerged since we last checked. There isn't, but look at this. This is the only place a 1 can go, because we had 4, 2, 4, 1, 4, 2. So that is a definite assignment to make. So what does that give us right there? I'm wondering if that enables us to do the rest of the ones. I'm going to try it. Better to try some of the lower hanging fruit before we do another tentative assignment. Ooh, nothing to eliminate here. There's nothing to eliminate here, but this could be a good candidate for tentative assignment. Right, I select that one, doesn't work, then I go to that one. So I'm going to leave it marked for now. Check to see if there's anything else we can look at, and then come back if not. Okay, I'm going to try it. I'm going to tentatively make this a 1. Then remove the other 1 assignments. And that would make this one a 1 as well. In which case we'd have all the 1s on the board. And now we have another 2 on the board. Go through the process of removing all the pencil markings. Good thing about this type of assigning, maybe I should update the strategies page to talk about this kind of assigning as well. We just tentatively assigned 2 1s, really, not just 1, because of the way the possibilities worked out. And then if this fails, then we still assign 2 values instead of 1. So yeah, I think I'm going to make a note to definitely update that. It might be a good idea to try to assign 2s to the board, since we just assigned 1 from that. So that'll be the next approach. There's 2 in these directions, and there is a triangle, so we can remove that 2 possibility. And then there's 3, there's 2, we can remove this one as well. And now there's only 2 here, no triangles to eliminate, but let's just check. Okay, what about this direction? There's only, no, there are 2 in this direction. 2, 2, 2, and 2. Okay, so we eliminated some possibilities, which is always a good thing. Can't definitely assign a 2 yet. So we'll move on to other tactics. I'm not seeing anything we can do at the moment, so I'm going to roll back this tentative assignment and try the other alternative. This didn't lead us to a contradiction, so that might mean this is the valid board state. So we can prove that, potentially, by assigning a 2 to that instead of a 1. So let's get our 2 on there. This one can't be a 2, so it has to be a 1. And then this one can't be a 1. And so this one has to be a 1. So again, we still have all the 1s and a separate 2 on the board. So let's make sure I update everything here. Since those are the only 1s on the board, there's no need to try to update 1s in intersecting rows and columns, but I definitely have to update the 2s in the intersecting rows and columns. Okay, that gives us a 4 here, which then gives us a 7 there. Let me undo that though. I have to really make sure I don't get ahead of myself. So we remove the 4, we have to remove it from here now. And from these. Oh, look at that, we have a pair. So that's definitely a 4, but actually I want to update that now. Yep, A54. For now, let's verify my work. Okay, I want to make that a 7. Then this becomes a 5. Which then that becomes an A, which is nice, and that one does as well. Or this one, and this one becomes a 5, and that becomes an A. I had to undo, make sure I don't get ahead of myself. So I verified that, so get rid of all the 5s there. I'll set this to an A, which makes that become a 7. I actually have the feeling we're going down a contradiction path. And the reason is, contradiction paths, if we reach the contradiction, it always comes before the end of the board would, the solving of the board, simply because if they were equal lengths, then we would be solving the board. Like, the worst case scenario is the very last cell is the contradiction, and that's technically one step shorter, but in my experience, it comes a lot faster, the contradiction, than the end of the board normally would. So let's get this on now, 5. That didn't influence anything else, but I mean, we still got the assignment. That was a 7. Let me make sure, yep. Just want to make sure I'm not making any errors. That would be fatal at this point in the game. Look, A and A. Yep, we have reached the contradiction. Which means that the other assignment was correct. So it's kind of unfortunate. It means we kind of have to repeat the steps that we took before. But at least we know for certain that that is correct now. And if we want to make another tentative assignment, we can do so without being 2 layers deep. And by 2 layers, I mean a tentative assignment inside of a tentative assignment, because that introduces its own risks of like just going down the wrong path. The chances you're in the wrong path increase geometrically as you make tentative assignments. Alright, so we got all the 1s. I believe the 2s we did next. Oh, sorry, before I do that, let's make sure everything here is updated. Yeah, okay, gotta be very careful, didn't do that. Alright, we'll go through the 2s next. While I go through this, I will say typically you don't need to spend this kind of time making tentative assignments, verifying them, backtracking. This is a very special kind of board. That's why I'm relying on this strategy so heavily. Most playthroughs, even on typical board of size 10 ultra difficult, I don't have to use the tentative assignment at all. So yeah, this is a really unique type of board. So let's see what we have here. There is a reduction possible between that, and that. So we got 2, 2, 3, and 2. We can remove this one as well. And I believe this was how it was before. No other reductions possible, but we at least got some possibilities off. Yep. So, let's remove these colors. I want to continue with the value-centric approach. I'm going to highlight 4s now. So let's see what we can do here. 3, there's 2, no triangles. There is a triangle here. I think this was part of 2 triangles just now. We just got that to be a 7, which is very nice. Let me continue with the 4s though. 4 there, 3 there, other direction. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so nothing else we can do with the 4s, but I'm going to leave those highlighted for now. I want to see if the 7s help us eliminate any more 4s. Like, by assigning this, removing possibilities, maybe I can make another assignment, which leads to one of these 4s becoming uncovered. Oh, look at this, A5, A5. That could be helpful to us, too. I mean, that will be helpful to us. The question is it going to be helpful to us right now, or down the line? Alright, where was it? A5, A5. That means everything here has to be removed. A5 has to be removed from everything here, I mean to say. So, we have a 2, and then I can put a 7 there. So, let's do this 2. Oh, that gives us this 4. So, that was directly beneficial to us. It gives us another 7 as well. Okay, 4. I'm not sure if I even tried this one before. I rolled it back, that is. Either way, we have it now. That's what's the important thing. Alright, so we got 7. Let's see, 4. Wait, before I continue, let's see if there's any more 4s I can assign. It looks like this. Yeah, this has to be 4. Very nice. So 4. Undo these possibilities, remove them, that is. Same thing here and here. We actually have this entire thing done there. This is the only place a 4 can go here, so now we can definitely assign that. Remove that there. Okay, this is looking good. I think we're actually about to get to the end of the board now, and since we don't have a tentative assignment on the board, we are certainly down the correct path. Just so long as I remain diligent and pencil in everything properly, we'll be good to go. This one can't be a 4, and these ones are 4s. So we got A5, 2. Same thing, it looks like we're about to have this diagonal done as well. I'll do this one next. Do this one next. Alright, oops, let's get rid of that pencil. Not that it matters, I just prefer to see no pencils when I have something marked in green like that. Alright, I think we are approaching the end of this puzzle. 2, okay, let's make sure I get nice. 5, this way is good. That's there. I'll just get the 7 in here. Get the A there. Alright, we have an error here, definitely. I still think overall we're on the correct path. It's just we're going to have to correct an error. Yeah, because of this here, too. I'm going to say that this and this are correct, this is incorrect. So I'm going to see what else is missing here. Maybe I can just fill in that value there. So I have 9, 6, 8, 3, 5, 4, 2, 8, 1, 7, 0 is missing, isn't it? I thought I had the zeros on the board already. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mark this as a 0 in a special color to indicate that it's questionable. Then I'll remove the red here and proceed under the supposition that these are correct. So let's get the A on there. Put the 5 here. I'll make that a 7. Make this one a 5. Make that one a 2. Make this one an A. And make this one a 7. Alright, so everything looks good, everything's on the board. There's a little bit of a thorn there, but maybe we recovered from that correctly. Everything's filled in at least. Let's submit and see if we got the correct answer. Nice, there we have it. That was a very difficult playthrough. We completed it just about 2 hours, maybe a little bit less. I took some breaks here and there, so probably less than that. But yeah, this is definitely a little bit of a misnomer. I would definitely consider this an ultra difficult board. I literally refined multiple strategies throughout this, so definitely an ultra difficult board. I'd call it a rewarding playthrough, especially because what I as a creator have taken out of this and it can do to my own page on strategies and the way I approach these boards. That's now a little bit enriched as a result of this, so definitely an interesting and rewarding playthrough. It did take a bit of time, but some Hexakai puzzles definitely require a bit of time and effort and persistence to complete. Right, in contrast, right, the puzzle from 3 days ago, that was a 7-minute, 18-second video, so compared to that, this is definitely a lot longer, but that's one of the cool things about Hexakai. There's such a variety of board sizes and difficulties and types of boards you can play, so regardless of what level you're at, what type of game you want to play at any particular time, there's something here for you. So I hope you enjoyed that playthrough. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe for more updates on Hexakai videos, as well as some of my other projects. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out the Hexakai book linked below, as well as the apps, or just visit hexakai.com directly, which is how I just played this game. You can also do it in the web browser. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.